आम्ही मेहनत करिना तो पळयतलो रे सरकार पळयतलो कोल येयला येवन हांव कितें वयतलो हांगाच्यान वयतलो हांव वास्को वयतलो थिंगा येतलो आनी मागीर तोच कोल येता आनी तो मागीर तो कॅन्सर जाता मागीर तो रेस्पिरेटरी इन्फेक्शन जाता ती पळयतली आमकां कित्याक पडना ती कितें करता पळय ती शेजाऱ्याचे उजा लागला म्हाका कित्याक पडना तेच मागीर कितें जाता मल्टिप्लाय जाता पयले म्हाका मागीर तुका आनी आमी एकठांय जायना जाल्यार आमी सोजोवंक जाय ते रेव्होल्युशन जावंक जाय गोश्ट आमी हेका हाडलो जायना.
The most important part of our presentation, this is brain dropping. एक सायंटिस्ट, प्रोफेसर, हिस्टोरियन कितें सांगता तें आयकुया. दोळे आसात तेमी पळोवचें आनी कान आसात तेमी आयकुचें.
In the Middle Ages, the kings thought they were very superior to the peasants. But a baby born to a poor peasant family was likely to be as intelligent as the crown prince, as the son of the king.
तो सांगता त्या प्रमाणे सगलीं भुरगीं तीं गोरिबांगेर जावं ओ गिरेस्तांगेर जावं सगलीं भुरगीं जल्मात येताना हुशार आसतात म्हणटा. तशें जाल्यार एक एग्जाम्पल घेवया. समजुया एक मानाय आसा आनी दुसरो एक इंजिनियर आसा आनी तो सांगता त्या प्रमाणे सगलीं भुरगीं जल्मात येताना हुशार आसतात जाल्यार हो एकटो मानाय जावपाक कित्याक पावलो? फकत 2 कारणांक लागून. तो ल्हान आसतना ताच्या भोंवतणीचें वातावरण आनी पयशांची अडचण. The surrounding environment he had when he was young and financial situations. आनी दुसरो इंजिनियर जावपाक कित्याक पावलो? मोस्टली फॉर सेम 2 reasons. Surrounding environment and financial situations. Nothing to do with intelligence. I will repeat. Nothing to do with intelligence. ही दोगूय भुरगीं जल्मात येताना हुशार आसलीं. फकत घरच्यो परिस्थिती.
So this is where I was born. But what is the difference between me and any other girl born in the countryside? How is it that I'm not a domestic servant with few hopes and dreams, or with little or no education, like most girls born in my region? When I was 10 and a half years old, I was adopted by an American family. So I moved from the orphanage in Ethiopia to Van, Texas. But I was given a safe home, nurturing, and education, which led me to go to the George Washington University, where I studied economics and built my company, ZAF. My possibilities were brought to life by providential circumstances, and I had the opportunity to dream and imagine. My mother's potential might have been much greater than mine, but we'll never know.
Yes, Goinkara, it is not the genes, it is the surrounding environment. आनी जोरी तर गोंयकार बरे मनान विदाउट एनी आयडेंटिटी फक्त गोंयकार म्हूण एकठांय जायत जाल्यार गोंयकार्स कॅन प्रोवायड प्रॉपर सरावंडींग एनवायरमेंट फॉर एवरी गोवन चायल्ड.
I had lots of parents, rich people, who had computers and who used to tell me, my son, I think he's gifted because, he does wonderful things with computers. And my daughter, surely she's, extra intelligent and so on. So I suddenly figured that how come all the rich people are having these extraordinarily gifted children? What did the poor do wrong? I made a hole in the boundary wall of the slum next to my office and I stuck a computer inside it just to see what would happen if I gave a computer to children who never would have one, didn't know any English, didn't know what the internet was. The children came running in, it was 3 feet off the ground, and they said, "What is this?" And I said, "Yeah, but it's, I don't know." So they said, "Why have you put it there?" I said, "Just like that." And they said, "Can we touch it?" I said, "If you wish to." And I went away. About 8 hours later, we found them browsing and teaching each other how to browse. So I said, "But that's impossible." Because, how is it possible? They don't know anything. An 8-year-old telling his elder sister what to do. I published everywhere. I wrote down, I measured everything, and I said in 9 months, a group of children left alone with a computer in any language would reach the same standard as an office secretary in the West. I'd seen it happen over and over and over again.
जोरीतोर गोंयकार बरे मनान विदाउट एनी आयडेंटिटी फक्त गोंयकार म्हूण एकठांय जायत जाल्यार 20 ते 25 वर्सां भितर गोवा कॅन बी वन ऑफ द बेस्ट प्लेस इन द वर्ल्ड. हीं दोगूय भुरगीं जल्मात येताना हुशार आसलीं, फक्त घरच्यो परिस्थिती. आनी गोंयकारांनो, जोरी तर एका गांवांत 100 लोक आसल्यार आनी शिमऱ्यांतले फक्त 4 जाण बरे गोंयकार फुडें सरल्यार वी कॅन चेंज दीज परिस्थितीज इन गोवा.
That brings us to this simple pie chart. It shows the percentage of a population required to create real and lasting change. Researchers looked at movements from all over the world and found that when 3.5% of a population actively engages in fighting for change, they win every single time.
तो सांगता त्या प्रमाणे फक्त 3.5% गोंयकार बरे गोंयकार फुडें सरल्यार वी कॅन ब्रिंग अबाउट द चेंज इन गोवा. आतां एक प्रश्न आसतलो, गांवचे 4 जाण फुडें सरले जाल्यार तेमी कितें करपाचें, तांचें काम कितें? गोंयकारा, यू चूज द लिडर्स इन योर ओन विलेजीस वायजली, नॉट बिकॉज दे आर वेल्दी एंड पावरफुल, but because they are smart and intelligent. The expert team is asking for small time commitment from other intelligent Goinkar. Just 1 hour a month or 2 minutes per day. Is that too much to ask of you to save your beautiful Goa? The expert team will provide all the support and tools that you need to steer you in the right direction.
1974 the first time factory born केली ज्वारी एग्रोकेमिकल. तेन्ना हांवें टेस्टिंग करून ताका दाखयलें की ना वेलसांव सांकवाळ थिंगा पॉल्युशन जातालें. तेन्ना आमकां सांगताले बाबा तुमी दोतोर तुमी बिर्ला कडेन झोपडटलो, बिर्ला कडेन born केली ती फॅक्टरी.
There will be haters, doubters, non-believers, and then there will be you, proving them wrong.
4 जाण फुडें सरले जाल्यार सुमानांत 15 ते 20 मिनटां चडशें काम फोनाचेरूच जातलें. आतां आनीक एक प्रश्न आसपाक शकता, 4 जाण गांवचे फुडें सरले जाल्यार तांकां शिकप कितलें आसपाक जाय? फॉरगेट अबावट योर एडुकेशन. हे सो कॉल्ड शिकप आसलोले इतलो तेंप खंय आसले? हे सो कॉल्ड शिकप आसलोले बरें आसलोले जाल्यार आयज गोंयची परिस्थिती अशी जावपाक कित्याक पावली?
Today, our university graduates come out and make a mess of the world.
It is shameful that a person in the order of precedence who was Chief Justice of India is today selling his soul for a house in Delhi and for a Rajya Sabha seat. It's shameful.
Chief Justice Bobde's bench gave a complete clean sheet to the government saying that there is no migrant crisis. This is all fake news. The Solicitor General said this is fake news and the Supreme Court accepted it. Oxygen tankers are being looted. He might even say tomorrow that there is no oxygen crisis, it's all based on fake news. These judges have conducted themselves in such a manner that they have lost all their right to command any respect from us.
Repeat with me. As an IAS officer,
as an IAS officer,
I will remove the corruption.
Remove the corruption.
Okay.
ये पढ़े लिखे मूर्ख नहीं है, दे आर अ डिसग्रेस टू द कंट्री. ये आप ही के साथी है आईएएस के.
The biggest problems in our world are created by highly educated people.
आज थोडे नेणार गोंयकार म्हणटात गोंयची परिस्थिती विबाडल्या जाल्यार ती गोंयच्या आमदारांक शिकप ना म्हणून. तशें जाल्यार कितल्या गोंयच्या आमदारांक शिकप ना? 10 जाणांक जाल्यार उरलोले 30 जाण सो कॉल्ड शिकप आसलेल्या आमदारांनी गोंयांत कितलो उजवाड हाडलो हाचेर आमी कित्याक उलयनात? मोव मेळटा थंय कोणटात गाय गोंयकारांक उडगास करता. जायत्या सायंटिस्टांनी जायत्या इंजिनियरांनी very confidently stated heavier than air flight was impossible. त्या सायंटिस्टांनी जायती ट्राय केली, इंजिनियरांनी जायती ट्राय केली, तांचे कडेन जावंक ना. सो इम्पॉसिबल. जें सायंटिस्टां कडेन करूंक जावंक ना, जें इंजिनियरां कडेन करूंक जावंक ना, तें कोण करून मेकळो जालो? सायकल मॅकानीक. जें सायंटिस्टां कडेन करूंक जावंक ना, जें इंजिनियरां कडेन करूंक जावंक ना, तें निमणें सायकल मॅकानीक करून मेकळो जालो. सो गोंयकारा, जोरी तर कोणूय लिडर थिंक दॅट ही इज मोर इंटेलिजंट दॅन यू, देन रिमेंबर दॅट लीडर इज अंडर एस्टिमेटिंग यू. ते लीडर्स खुद के सिवा ना कभी किसी का सोचा था ना सोचेंगे. आनी गोंयकारा, आयज तूं कोणूय आसूं, एक शेतकार ओ सायंटिस्ट, आमकां सगल्यांक बुद्ध इंटेलिजन्स आसा, आमी तें फक्त उजार करपाक जाय.
I'm a scientist. If Einstein were here and we're talking with Einstein, we could talk to him for hours and hours and hours. And you know what question will never come out of our mouths? Is, what college did you go to? I want to go to that same college. I bet most of your people who've sat in this chair, it's not about what college they went to. It's about their own initiative, their own drive, their own ambitions, their own curiosity. That is not taught in school, sadly.
So Goinkara, forget about your education and also forget about what language you speak. तूं खंयची भास उलोव? कोंकणी, मराठी, English? Remember, language is just the mode of communication. For example, English is just the language. English is not the level of intelligence.
I'm worried really about how much fuzzy thinking is going on in the world. Fuzzy thinking, people just not thinking straight. Consider this following example. Imagine you have a spelling bee. This is contrived, but it makes the point. There's a spelling bee, and you have to spell the word cat. Okay. So one student spells it C-A-T. Person got it right. The next person spells it K-A-T. That's wrong. You got that wrong. Okay? Third person spells it X-Q-W. Do you realize that is marked equally as wrong with the K-A-T? When you could argue that K-A-T is a better spelling for cat than C-A-T. Dictionaries know this because that's how they spell it phonetically. And so we've built a system for ourselves where there's an answer and everything else is not the answer, even when some answers are better than others. So our brains are absent the wiring capable of coming up with an original thought.
अमेरिकाक इंग्लीश उलयतात आनी इंग्लीश उलयतात ते एक्स्ट्रा इंटेलिजंट जाल्यार हे इंग्लीश उलोवपी रस्त्यार भीक कित्याक मागतात? इंग्लीश उलयतात ते एक्स्ट्रा इंटेलिजंट जाल्यार हे चडशे इंग्लीश उलोवपी सेल्फीश आनी फोटींग कित्याक आसतात? वन्स अगेन, लँग्वेज इज नॉट द लेवल ऑफ इंटेलिजन्स. आल्बर्ट आयन्स्टायन सायंटिस्ट तो इंग्लीशमॅन आसूंक ना. गॅलिलियो ताका लागून अमेरिकान मुनांत पावले, वॉज नॉट इंग्लीशमॅन. निकोला टेस्ला ताका लागून आयज आमकां बिजली आसा, वॉज नॉट इंग्लीशमॅन. सो गोंयकारा, द बेस्ट language for you is the language that you know. Konkani, Marathi, English. Remember, the most important thing is our intentions. आमचें मन बरें आसपाक जाय. आनी मन बरें आसलोले गोंयकार आरे आमच्या गोंयच्या सगळ्या गांवांनी अजुनूय आसात. जे मन बरें आसलोले गोंयकार आसात तांकां आयज गोंयची परिस्थिती विबाडल्या ती पळोवन गोंय सांबाळपाक हातबळ घालपाक दिसता. तांचे दोळे पावतात पूण हात पावना. कारण जे कोण बरे गोंयकार आसात, जे कोण ऑनेस्ट गोंयकार आसात, जे कोण विजडम आसलोले गोंयकार आसात तांचे लागीं फोटिंगपणाचे आनी चोरयेचे पयशे नात. सो बरे गोंयकार आसात तांकां आमी सांगूंक सोदतात, गोंयकारा यू आर नॉट अलोन. आमचें फक्त मन बरें आसपाक जाय. गिव एज अ गोंयकार विथ रिजनेबल कॉमन सेन्स अँड डिसेन्सी वी कॅन मेक अ लीडर आउट ऑफ हिम. अ लीडर हू अंडरस्टँड्स what real politics is. Real politics means group of people coming together to do something good for the community and not to become rich and famous. आमचे थोडे आमदारांनी गोडबोड घोटाळा करून पयशे केले आनी आतां ते गोंयकारांचो अदमास करूंक लागले. आतां तेमी गोंयकारांचो सारको अदमास केला. तांकां दिसता की सगळे गोंयकार पैसा फेको तमाशा देखो. वेक अप गोंयकारा, इट्स नाव ऑर नेवर. आमी गोंयकार बऱ्या मनान एकठांय जावया आनी गोंयचे भुमिपुत्र म्हणचे कितें तें दाखोवया आनी गोंयचे फुडले पिळगेक आमचें माणकुलें गोंय सांबाळून दवरया. गोंय सांबाळपाक जाय जाल्यार गोंयकारांक पॉलिटिशनांची गरज ना, ऑपॉर्च्युनिस्टांची गरज ना, हिरोवांची गरज ना. Since their whole aim is to become rich and famous, आमकां गोंय सांबाळपाक जाय. Because Goa is on the brink of extinction. Goans will not last for very long if nothing is done about it.
आमी मेहनत करिना तो पळयतलो रे सरकार पळयतलो. कोल येयला येवन हांव कितें वयतलो हांगाच्यान वयतलो हांव वास्को वयतलो थिंगा हें करून आनी मागीर तोच कोल येता आनी तो मागीर तो कॅन्सर जाता, मागीर तो रेस्पिरेटरी इन्फेक्शन जाता. ती पळय ती आमकां कित्याक पडना ती कितें पडटा पळय ती शेजाऱ्याचे उजो लागला म्हाका कित्याक पडना. तेच मागीर कितें जाता मल्टिप्लाय जाता. पयले म्हाका मागीर तुका आनी आमी एकठांय जायना जाल्यार आमी सोजोवंक जाय. ते रेव्होल्युशन जावंक जाय. गोश्ट आमी हेका हाडलो तेका हाडलो जायना.